Welcome to Fantasy or Reality, the GPP. Whatever road you took to get here doesn't matter. What matters is you're here. And my hope is that we all can help one another in this journey.
Welcome back to Fantasy or Reality, the GPP. It's Stevie D, and you are back with me with your lovely family. I don't know. We a family here? I don't know. Probably not. But, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I'm here. Am I here? I think so. Welcome back, friends. Sorry for that horrendous intro. Nah, that was lovely. I stand by my intros. That was fantastic. And you are so lucky to not. Well, anyways, yes, it's been another month. We are back. I'm hoping that with school starting back up and whatnot, that with the summer being over and everything, I can get back to a more normal schedule. But we shall see. I'm just back here for a little ditty, a little episode. I know the NFL season is upon us, and that basketball is not too far behind that. So I just wanted to jump on here and just talk to my fellow daily fantasy players, the sports bettors that are out there, the ones that are early in recovery, the ones who have years. Just to be mindful that this time of year is a difficult one for people who are early on. I can say I was fortunate enough that once I stopped betting in May of 21, I really didn't have any urges after that. There was a lot of work that had to be done for all the underlying issues that I was dealing with. But I was part of the fortunate few, or fortunate, or whatever you want to call us, the ones that aren't tempted, or the ones that aren't triggered by something like that makes us want to bet, or at least it didn't make me want to bet. Can't talk for anybody else. Sorry that I do that sometimes. I know for myself, I haven't been triggered or haven't had the need or desire or want to bet. It's just the negative feelings I had to work on. What led me into betting, I had to work on greatly over these last 16 months. Tomorrow will be 16 months bet free, and tomorrow will be 10 lovely years being married to my wonderful wife, Kelly. I am so grateful for the 10 years we've been married together. I'm very grateful for our life together. We've really built a strong relationship, especially over these last 16 months, but really over these 10 years. I had a lot of work I had to do on myself. Everyone's got a lot of work they have to do on themselves. Hell, I think everybody should go to one-on-one therapy. We all go in for physicals once a year. I think we should all go in and talk to someone once a year. Clear out what's going on in the old noggin. Yeah, I am very grateful for the relationship I have with my wife. She's helped me greatly through my recovery, even through the ups and downs that we've had, and the difficulty in the early days, and that still arise and happen from time to time. I mean, I'm 16 months into this, but the trust sometimes still is not there, and it's something I've come to terms with, and I have to learn to work through and or continue to work through and understand that even though I'm doing well and it's been well over a year, it just takes time, and that's okay. But anyways, I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for our relationship. I'm grateful for our family we've built together. I'm grateful for where we are heading in our life together. And if you listen to this, darling, I love you very much. Yes, to the fantasy players, sports bettors, please be careful. NFL season is is almost upon us, and like I said, basketball is right around the corner. The ads have not slowed down one bit. I know I get bombarded with ads every single day. I still see the billboards everywhere. I still see, you know, stuff on Facebook constantly. I hear it on radio stations. And I can only imagine what it's like on ESPN and on television. Television. Still can't speak. And I'm sure that the ads are being blasted. And if you're someone who's triggered by that, be mindful of that. Be careful of that. And reach out and talk to somebody if you feel that it's triggering you in some way, or something else in your life is triggering you and driving you to wanting to bet. I was just in a meeting before, and someone had spoken about a very recent relapse, and a lot of it is it just seems to me, from my 16 months in this program and from the years I was in NA, that there can be just those off urges that come out of nowhere that make you want to use drugs or alcohol or gamble or whatever. But a lot of times they're triggered by some negative event or something that makes us feel bad or less than, or just not good. And a lot of times that was our go-to, whether it be, someone who would be picking up a drink, or someone who would be placing a bet, or someone who'd be sticking a needle in their arm. It's just be mindful, be aware, and be open and honest with the people in your life about what's going on with you, where you are in your recovery. But it's just I've felt and I've seen that the more open I am, the better it is for me. The more I put it out in the light, the more I can be honest with the people around me and honest with myself. And I feel good with where I am in these last 16 months. I'll share a story that I shared in the meeting I was just in. We were talking about, the topic was ups and downs. And it was a topic I selected. I chaired the meeting this evening. And the gist of it was, name an up day and name a down day that you had, and talk about the tools you've learned, the tools you've gained through these meetings, or your other self-improvement methods. And the positive positive event that happened recently was my family and I just went on a camping trip. And wasn't always the greatest service, but I think back to where I would have been before I stopped gambling, before I came into recovery. And back then, if I had, let's just say, for example, say this trip had happened back 16 plus months ago, or I had still been gambling at this point, instead of being able to focus on the fantastic time I had with my family, I'd be worrying about trying to connect to some Wi-Fi, or worrying about checking some BS lineups or scores, or being focused on, finding a Wi-Fi connection or whatever to be able to place a bet or put a lineup in. And I went long periods of time without even touching my phone or looking at my phone. The very few times I even used my phone the last few days when we were camping was to look up a hiking trail, or look up a place to grab something to eat, or directions to somewhere. But not once did I, feel the need to check emails or check what BS is going on in the world. I could care less. I was focused on spending time with my family, focused on, the great time I had with my kids and my wife and our crazy old dog. We just had so much fun. It was our first time tent camping. went on some wonderful hikes. The kids found a lot of orange salamanders and frogs, and we did this beautiful hike up to the top of a mountain, up on top of a fire tower, and the view up there was gorgeous, and it was so wonderful to be able to take in the beauty of the natural world, of the nature, and just the world around me and around us, without having to worry about the bullshit of placing a stupid fucking fantasy lineup, or placing a bet, or whatever your thing was, like having to worry about that nonsense. Or if you weren't worrying about that, or if I wasn't worrying about that, worrying about all the lies and all the bullshit that came along with it, and wondering when the house of cards was going to come crashing down, and I'm just so grateful to not have that on my shoulders. I mean, just thinking about it now, like not having that weight resting on my shoulders anymore, not having the lies and the deceit and any of that. I still have to live with and deal with the fallout of my addictions, and I'm okay with that. I don't like to see when my wife is in any kind of pain or distrust or anything like that, but the percentage of good days and time we have is far greater than it was in the earlier days. And I think through what we both have been doing and working towards, I think our relationship is stronger than it's ever been in the, over 12 years we've been together, and in 10 years of marriage. And I'm happy today. I'm grateful today. And I'm grateful to be able to share experiences like tent camping with my family, and going on little trips here and there, and being able to enjoy the nature and the beauty around me, and not have to worry about, who got traded to what team, or who's playing tonight, or any of that nonsense, or having to, in the past, worrying about where I was going to get money to get drugs, and where I was going to get the drugs, and this and that, and all the nonsense of chasing around money and chasing around dealers, and all that from back in my 20s, and I don't miss any of that. Life is good today. I mean, there, of course, are the everyday stressors of life. There's, worrying about paying the mortgage, and worrying about, working, and worrying about what's going on with the kids and keeping them safe, and the stuff that we deal with in everyday life. But I don't have to worry about the lies, the bets, the drugs, any of that nonsense. And even when I have those down days, I don't have to worry about trying to fix it with some outside nonsense like placing a bet or getting a bag of dope when I was in my 20s, or any of that garbage. I can focus on being a good dad, a good father, a good husband, and good to myself. And I couldn't do this I couldn't feel this way if I was still head first in my addiction. And I'm grateful for where I am today. If you're early on, you can be there too. If you're years in, keep chugging along, my friend. I'm glad you're listening. I'm glad we're all here. This is not going to be a long one. I just wanted to check in with you. Just checking in on you, like Billy Burr says. How are ya? Jube over here. Yeah. So, sorry. Love my comedy podcast. Love Bill Burr. Love Theo Von. Love Kill Tony. All that stuff. Joe Rogan. Good times. But, yeah. So, that's all I got for today. I'm going to start having some more guests come on soon, hopefully, and start having some more topic-driven episodes. But, that's all for today. Thank you for listening. I hope you all enjoyed your summer. And is back to the grind, back to the school year. Here we go. If you got kids, let's go. I hope you got your pencils. I got your erasers. Meet the teachers, all that fun stuff. But thanks for listening. Be good to yourselves and one another. Bye.
Here's where to get help. You can call or text 1-800-522-4700. That's the National Council on Problem Gambling. Or you could call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. This is where I found the link to my therapist through my local counselor. And then also, we cannot forget our affected others. My wife goes to Gam-Anon every week, and it's been a huge help to her. So anyone in your life who you feel like needs help or you've affected through your gambling, you can go to gamanon.org, GAM-ANON.org. The number is 718-352-1671.